Sarah, and every week my co-host Joe and I sit down and talk about some really crazy true crime cases. We are not expert investigators, just true crime listeners like you. So join us every Tuesday at 8 a.m. on Spotify and on YouTube. You may just help us solve a case.
Hey everybody, you're listening to The Joe Show. I am Joe, your host, and we will start the show in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of The Joe Show. I am Joe, your host, and guys, I'm so glad that you're here and you are listening to The Joe Show. The reason being is because I love doing this. I love doing this so much, getting video going, getting audio going. I love doing all of this, and so I'm glad that you're here. If this is your first time here with The Joe Show, let me tell you something. We talk about anything and everything except politics. Even though I want to talk about politics sometimes, I just don't do the research enough in order to do politics. So we don't talk about politics. Plus, that can kind of get, people can get, now we can get real famous off of politics, or we can get canceled just because everybody's got different points of view. So that's why we don't talk about politics. But we talk about anything and everything else. So, I'm glad you guys are here. So, the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is Velma. So, we had 2 new episodes come out from Velma, and I thought it was going to get better, and it has not. It has not gotten better. And I'm trying. I'm really trying. It's a spin-off of Scooby-Doo, and I am trying my best to love it. I'm trying to find reasons why I should watch it, and it's really not giving me anything. I've been watching a lot of TikTokers and things that talk about Velma, and one of the people I was watching was he said that they have lost the friendship of the characters, right? So if you've ever watched Scooby-Doo, you can see that Daphne, Velma, Fred, Shaggy, Scooby-Doo, there's one thing that makes the show really good, and it's their love for each other. This is a group of friends that really care about one another, and they're going out and they're solving mysteries. And that's the core of that show. And they're taking that out. The Velma show is just a dysfunctional family is kind of what it is, And you don't have Scooby-Doo in it. And I understand that it's supposed to be Velma based and it's just about the teens and things like that. But it's just different. And this is completely different than what I said last week. Like giving it a chance. Listen, it's 4 episodes in. I don't know why they're doing 2 episodes a week, but we're 4 episodes in, and I still am at that point where it's like, you're not giving me anything to keep me watching it. I mean, even the mystery itself, it's like, there's no reason for me to watch it. I'm going to keep watching. I'm going to push through, and I'm going to watch the whole season and see if there's anything good that can come out of this. But as I'm seeing right now, there's not too much. So if you haven't seen Velma, it's on HBO Max. Go check it out. I want to hear what you think about that series. A lot of people I've talked to when I was saying that it's a more adult, more mature version of Scooby-Doo. I sat down with people and we were talking about how Mystery Incorporated, it's already a more mature version of Scooby-Doo, and they did a really good job with that. And I think I'm waiting on it for this spinoff to be more mature. And when I say that is, it talks about topics. There is more blood. There's some swear words and things like that. That's what I'm kind of thinking. Is what I want it to be with a great story. So basically, I think I'm in the same ballpark. I'm going to hop on the bandwagon, even though I hate hopping on the bandwagon. But I think I am that person who's just like everybody else. We want the original Scooby-Doo, the classic Scooby-Doo, and we want a new take on it that's more mature, is what I think we want. More mature than Mystery Incorporated. And if you don't make it that way, you're just going to make us go watch Mystery Incorporated. So that's my whole thing with Velma. And so you guys tell me what you think about that. And what are your thoughts about that particular spinoff there? So right now what we're going to do is we are going to do a little bit of news break. We haven't done that in a while. Let's try that out. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, amen. Hello, I am Joe Murray, your host for the news break of the Joe Show. So I've been looking through the news. Oh my sweet Jesus, that was a burp. I've been looking through the news. And I found some stories that I thought were going to be really, really good, or I think that are going to be really, really good. And the one story that's popping up everywhere, right? You already probably know it. You've probably seen it in the news somewhere. You've probably seen it on Facebook, whatever, But there is this story about this female cop who had a sevensome. I don't know what you would call that, but she had a sevensome. She had sex with 6 of her co-workers, and she is in trouble while she was on duty. Okay, so this was all while she was on duty. Some of the articles I was reading, they said that she was talking about some of her co-workers' genitalia. There were explicit videos and things like that. And I guess she was just a lady who wasn't embarrassed to say anything, right? And one thing I really want to make sure that I am stressing right here, I want to make sure I'm getting all my facts straight, because that is the one thing I always try to do. If I'm going to tell a story or something, I go to multiple sources. And I've looked this up and I've done just a little bit of research on it, and I've read different articles and things like that. But she was married and she was in an open relationship with her husband. And her husband approved of any activities that she was doing, according to one of the articles I read. He even knew about this particular activity that was going on with her coworkers, and she had invited him, but he didn't want to partake. So, put that in your back pocket. So she proceeds to, I guess this had to be somewhat planned. I don't think it was just a spur of the moment thing, at least from what I'm reading in the articles. It's not a spur of the moment thing. I think this was something that was planned long ago, and they all had sex on duty, right? So as you're going through the article, what you're reading and what you're hearing all about this lady named Megan Hall. How it's her fault, how she got fired, how she's a married woman, and how she did that. And if you know me that I'm a person that believes in consequences. If you do something, you need to get what's coming to you, the consequences. So if you're going to do this on duty, you should be fired. Everyone that was involved needs to be fired. And they are just talking about Megan Hall. That's who they're talking about. And I don't want you guys to think that I'm defending her or any of these people at all. They were supposed to be doing their job because they were on duty. And I feel like if you're on duty and you're working, that's what you should be doing. You should be doing the job that you're supposed to be that you're being paid for, especially if you're a police officer. You're supposed to serve and protect, right? So, where was I going with that? Yeah, I'm not saying what she did was right, but what I'm saying is everybody should have got the same consequences. But they're putting all the blame on this young lady. I was talking to my wife about this, and it's like, did she have this magical, mystical vagina where she just led these men, and she was like, hey, listen, I got this. I'm taking a line from Harlem Nights. Did she have this vagina where what was it? I can't remember the line. But she'd throw it up and it turns into sunshine or something like that. She's got the best vagina in the world. Did she hypnotize these guys to have sex with her? No. These guys who are grown men, they agreed to have sex with her. And like I said earlier, I don't think it's a spur of the moment thing because she asked her husband about it and he declined. So this had to be a planned thing. They had to plan that this was going to be on duty. And if this is a planned thing, everybody should get in trouble. And the reason why I'm focusing on that so much is because only 4 out of the 6 guys got fired with Megan, and 2 were suspended. And I don't think that's fair at all. I don't think it's fair that she's getting all the flack for it. And I don't think it's fair that 2 officers are just suspended and they agreed to do all this. I'm just a person who's all about, if you just keep, everybody's the same. Everybody's the same. They all committed this act, punish them all the same. So I don't know. You go read articles. I got mine from, one of them was from the...
Charging sequence has begun.
Well, okay. The Rolling Stones was one of my sources I got from, and I can't remember where the other source. I'll drop the links down in the comments on Facebook and everywhere, so you guys will be able to read those for yourself. Make sure that I myself read everything correctly, that I'm getting the story straight, because like I said, I did a little bit of research. I went to a couple different sites, and I was actually reading what was going on because I wanted to get the meat and potatoes of stuff. And like I said, in one article, they didn't even mention anything about her husband. They were just like, she's a married woman and she had sex with 6 guys. How disgusting is that? Like I said, I think everybody should be punished the same. What do you think? Do you think that it's all Megan Hole's fault? And she has this magical, mystical vagina that lured these guys in like a siren in the Greek days. Marcus, if you're listening, make sure I got that right. Or did these guys were they grown men? They made their own decision. And they should be punished the same way, all 6 of them. I was talking to my wife. She said, you see pictures of them. If you can go look up her name, you'll see pictures of these guys that did the deed with her, right? But we don't know their names, right? This lady, Megan Hole, she's done for. The only thing she could probably do is maybe be a model, porn, something like that. And I say that because not too many people are going to want her working for them. They're not going to, it's kind of like I was talking to my wife about, I can't remember her name. But the lady who gave Bill Clinton a blowjob, right? Bill Clinton he was the president of the United States. He's a well-known person. Everybody still likes Bill Clinton. A lot of people like Bill Clinton. I won't say everybody, but a lot of people like Bill Clinton. And if you talk about him, people will remember his name, Monica Lewinsky. That's her name. Monica Lewinsky. Her career was ruined. She couldn't find a job. It was hard for her to find work and things like that. It was like she was talking about it kind of killed her career. And that's what's going to happen to this young lady. But what's going to happen to the guys? What's going to happen to them? We don't know. They might be able to find jobs at other police forces. You never know. So you tell me what you think about that. Like I said, I'm going to drop the articles down in the comment sections. And you guys tell me what you think about that. So, listen, guys, let me tell you about my company, Gateway Pro Productions. Gateway Pro Productions is a production company that I started in 2014, and we started doing photography for weddings and things like that. We moved on to video, and we started doing like movies for class projects and things like that, and then we went to wedding videos. 3 years ago, we started doing podcasting. So now we do audio and visuals. So if you need anything like you want to start a new podcast or you want your wedding filmed or done photography, look up Gateway Pro Productions. Now, not only do we do the projects, but we want to help people get into this business. If you are a person who wants to start a podcast, do photography, or film a video, Gateway Pro is where you need to be at. So look us up on Facebook at Gateway Pro Productions or message me on Facebook, Instagram at Joe Murray. Guys, we're going to take a break and we'll be right back after these messages. See you on the flip side.
Hi, my name is Marcus and I am the host of Comic Corner. Along with my co-host Mason, we bring the kingdom of geekdom to light, or to darkness. Join us as we talk about heroes, villains, myths, and more things nerdy. Listen to us every Wednesday at 8 on Spotify. Brought to you by Gateway Pro Productions.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Armor's Block, which is brought to you by Gateway Pro and Blue Code Arms Company. No matter your era, we got your six. I'm your host Hootie, along with Joe, and we will talk about everything gun and what to do with them on Thursday mornings at 8 a.m. So grab a beer, kick your feet up, and enjoy the show.
We are back from the past into the future. Guys, make sure you guys check out our other podcasts, Code 187, Comic Corner, The Armor's Block. Let me tell you a little bit about those guys. So let's do Code 187. Code 187 is a true crimes podcast that Sarah and I started last year. If you're a big true crimes fan, go check it out. We talked about OJ. We talked about John Gatesy. I think that's his name. John Wayne Gatesy, whatever his name. But that's the guy, the clown guy. We've covered so much and stories that you don't know. Now, the podcast is a little bit different because it's from the point of view of the victims, and a lot of people focus on the murderers. So go check out that show, Comic Corner. If you are a nerd and you love anything nerd, let me tell you something. Comic Corner is where it is at. They talk about mythology. They talk about superheroes from Marvel and DC. It's stuff that you wouldn't normally talk about. Superheroes and superheroines that you really might not know anything about. And those guys talk about it. The Armor's Block, it is talking about our guns. I really haven't done ads for these guys in a long time, so this is why I'm tripping up. But they talk about guns. They talk about gun safety, how to use your gun, how to clean it. We talk about laws and things surrounding firearms. It's a really, really good show that I do with Hootie. So go check out all those shows there. And don't forget patreon.com/MarcusJoe and Gabriel, where you can find bonus content and stuff like video. I'm recording video right now, so you can check that video out on Patreon. And you can sign up for Patreon at patreon.com/MarcusJoe and Gabriel for $1, $3, or $5. Patreon helps us become bigger and better, so make sure you go out and check that out. Now, guys, let's be done with ads. Let's continue on with our news break that we got. So, I've got some exciting news here for you, and let me play this clip. Here we go.
Robert Downey Jr.'s epic departure from the MCU in the role of Iron Man may not have been as final as many fans have anticipated, with the godfather of the MCU making his final stand against Thanos and sacrificing himself for his wife, child, and the entirety of the Marvel Universe. With the coming Avengers Secret Wars though, and the gift of the multiverse to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, things are not as final as they once were. According to industry insider My Time to Shine Hello, Robert Downey Jr. has signed a brand new contract for Marvel for 2 pictures. Those 2 pictures will apparently include Armor Wars as well as Secret Wars, with many fans believing that his depiction in Armor Wars will in fact be an AI, and that Tony Stark may have downloaded a part of his consciousness. Many have speculated that this is why the Armor Wars series was eventually upgraded to that of a feature film. As with the return of Robert Downey Jr., that would certainly warrant a full-length movie. It's also currently unknown whether Robert Downey Jr. will be returning as the original 616 Iron Man or a variant of Iron Man from somewhere in the multiverse. However, it's likely that he will in fact be a variant, as that is a prominent feature of the Secret Wars timeline. According to this brand new leak though, Robert Downey Jr. will be returning as Iron Man sometime in the next few years. As to the further details of this role, they are currently unknown.
Sweeping is the worst.
Stop that. But so, yes, Iron Man, Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. might be coming back as Iron Man. That was a post on Twitter that they saw. There has nothing been, it's not written in stone yet because Marvel hasn't officially said anything about it. I heard that there might be rumors that he might actually be in the new Ant-Man movie coming out here in February, because there was like some post on Twitter with Robert Downey Jr. saying it looks like Ant-Man might need his old buddy Iron Man back or something like that. And he posted that. So he might be coming back in different variations, as you heard in the clip there. He might not be the original Tony Stark. He might be coming from a different realm. I thought I saw, they said in the video that it was AI. And I just watched a video on this. It was talking about how that even though even though Tony Stark died, his body died, he uploaded his consciousness to AI, right? So when we were at the funeral and he's giving his little speech at the end of Endgame, what's happening is his consciousness is there. So he's talking to people. He knows where people are in that. So that's an interesting take on that, and I'm really pumped to see what they're going to do. I'm really glad that they're bringing him back, and I hope that he did sign a contract for 2 more movies, because we just love him. He's such a great character. I mean, I was talking to my brother-in-law about this today. So Iron Man is what kicked off the Marvel Cinematic Universe, right? We all know that. But then in No Way Home, they brought back Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. And Tobey Maguire started out in 2002 is when those Spider-Man, that's when that first film came out, right? So now we can say that Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is the first Marvel Cinematic movie that came out, and that's what kicked off the MCU, right? But then we started thinking, and we were like, well, if they make Deadpool and Wolverine a part of the MCU, that means X-Men started the MCU back in 2000. So it's just a lot of things are happening. I really like thinking about all this stuff. Marcus and Mason, if you guys are listening, I need your comic book brains to help me figure all this out. One of these days, let me get these boys back on here, and we're just going to talk all this out. But man, I just started thinking about that. It makes me happy. It makes me giddy. Another thing that's been going on through my head is that what happened with the Marvel. What do you think about the Marvel universe nowadays? Do you still get excited about it, about these movies? I mean, I remember when You know, when all the movies were going, Iron Man and Thor and the Guardians of the Galaxy, when these movies came out, I was pumped to go see them. Like, I literally had to be one of the first people in the theater to watch it because I didn't want any spoilers, right? And nowadays, I don't know if I still have that same feeling after Endgame, right? Like, we watched Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness at home. I still haven't seen. I'm waiting for Wakanda Forever to come out on Disney Plus. That's what I'm doing. I don't want to. These movies aren't getting me as pumped as they used to. So I'm just waiting. You know, there's probably a bunch of things that happen in Wakanda Forever that I don't know right now. And so that, you know, that train is messing with me. I don't know. These walls are thin, so I bet you guys can hear that. I bet it won't even go through the audio, and you guys are like, what is she talking about? But, what was I saying? I was talking about, Wakanda Forever's probably got a lot of things in it that I don't know about. And I'm probably going to be like, oh, yeah, that makes sense, you know. But even Thor Love and Thunder, we watched that at home. We didn't go to the movies to go see that. And Ant-Man, that was I saw the trailer, right? And I got pumped for that one. I'm actually wanting to go see that. And it's around Valentine's Day that it's coming out. So I might tell my wife, hey, baby, you know, you like superheroes, I like superheroes. How about we go watch this, you know? So, yeah, that's what I'm pumped up. But how are you? Do you guys feel as excited about Marvel films? Or is it starting to die out? Because a lot of genres have gone through this. You know, in their late 90s, they had like the disaster films. That's where we got like Volcano, Dante's Peak, Twister, Tornadoes. You know, we got all these different type of disaster apocalyptic movies, right? And they were throwing so many out that it died, fizzled. You know, we don't see as many of them anymore, right? And so right now, since 2000, I'm gonna go with my timeline. Since 2000, all the way up till now, are we starting to fizzle out? Are we starting to die? Is it starting to fizzle out? Is it starting to die? You know, this MCU, is it starting to do anything? In DC, they don't even have a chance anymore. You know, if they would do what they do in there. Have you guys ever seen a DC animated movie? If you've never seen it, you are really, you know, you need to go watch it. You need to go watch one of these things because they are so good. Imagine the Marvel Universe level type of quality, animated and darker, right? What I expect out of a DC film, out of the DCU, like, it doesn't happen on the big screen. It doesn't. Like, their animated movies, feature movies or whatever that they make are really good. The Killing Joke, I saw that. I love it. Harley Quinn, Batman, any of these movies, any of these series, they're really, really good. And I wish they could transfer that from small screen to big screen. And I bet you they would blow Marvel out of the water. I bet you. Because it's really good. So, I don't know. Robert Downey Jr. coming out, hopefully coming back. Last thing I want to touch on is we just had The Last of Us come out. I haven't seen it yet. I know it's a video game, and it kind of deals with like, talking to my girl Morgan, it has like a apocalyptic kind of feel with zombies and things like that. The only connection I really have to it is that my son Charlie downloaded The Last of Us 2, and he bought the whole package. I mean, it was like $75 worth, you know, and I got all this like music for The Last of Us. I've got like the background themes for The Last of Us. I have the game on there. So that's the only thing I've heard about that. But I know that it's a video game and now it's a series, and I want to know, what do you think about it? Tell me what you think. Tell me, does it compare to the video game? Should I play the video game and then watch it, or should I watch it and then play the video game, or does it not matter at all? So you guys tell me about that. I would love to hear your comments. Guys, if you want to talk to me, guys, don't be afraid to check us out on... Get my button here, because I like to be real smooth. Come on, buttons. They're not working for me. I don't know what's going on with my buttons. But if you guys want to talk to me, check me out on Facebook at Joseph Murray. That's my personal profile. Just send me a message. Also, don't be afraid to check me out at Gateway Pro on Facebook. Also, you can check me out at Instagram at The Joe Show. Check me out on TikTok at The Joe Show _20. That's TikTok and Instagram. Don't forget to check out patreon.com/Marcus, Joe, and Gabriel, where you can be a patron for $1, $3, or $5. Guys, with video, I got video going, and it's fucking me up. Ooh, that's my first swear word. I almost made it. But then we also can check us out at tpublics.com. That's where you can find merch, because that helps the Joe Show grow bigger and better. Guys, as of right now, message me. I want to hear from you guys about these topics. I love that you guys listen. We appreciate you guys so much. And I will see you guys next week on The Joe Show. See you guys